How are you doing? How's everything?
I'm good. How you doing?
I'm good. I'm
All
good.
right.
Let me see. What this is what my seventh meeting today.
Okay.
Yeah. So.
All right. And you were waiting for me all this time?
Yes, of course. Well, always make time for you all the time. I always appreciate your advocacy and your insight.
Okay.
So yeah.
All right. Well, I'm here to address a couple of things.
Yeah.
There's always and stuff there, so I'm gonna start out
Okay.
with a couple of comments. Then I'm gonna ask a couple of questions.
Yeah.
And at the end, I'm gonna have a couple of suggestions and stuff there.
Yeah, that's great. That's
We ain't got a lot
awesome.
of time, so I'm gonna try
We
to keep
do.
it
No,
brief.
you're good. We have until, you have plenty of time. You got like what, 30, 20 minutes?
20 minutes.
20, 30 minutes?
30
Yeah, you're good. You're
And
good.
if it
Yeah.
takes that long,
No
it
rush.
takes that long to do. But first off, glad you're doing well. Everybody's all that kind of good stuff there.
Yeah.
And let me see my observations. Meadowview, the heart of South Sacramento, really dusty, torn up, Meadowview Road, all that stuff needs to be fixed there, and our library, all that kind of stuff, the streets and roads. $44 million in the hole in the budget. Talk a little bit about that.
Oh, did you want to talk about that right now, or did you just
Let me make a few comments and
Okay,
stuff, because then I'm going to ask you some questions, because I want to talk about the
budget
lots.
of the lots? Okay.
Yeah, the lots and stuff, because I know the budget is not just you.
Yeah.
The budget is a citywide thing and stuff.
Yeah.
But still, it affects us all.
Absolutely.
And
Absolutely.
I'm
Yeah.
going to make some suggestions about
Yeah.
the city budget and stuff there.
Yeah.
So, but in terms of, all right, so you talked a little bit a while back and stuff about some soil testing being done on some or one of those lots over on Meadowview. And which one, which lot, and what are you talking
The
about?
northwest and northeast. So city staff, yeah. The northwest and northeast.
Okay.
Yeah.
Northwest,
And northeast.
northwest, northeast. So that's the one with the store on the side.
And the large, yeah.
So
Yeah.
who's testing and what's the purpose of the testing?
To see if it's ready to go to basically incentivize the property owner. Like usually it's the property owners that's supposed to do the soil testing. It's usually the developers that do it, but we're trying to incentivize them like, hey, we'll start the work. We're really trying to get you to activate the piece of property. We'll take a look at it, right? And so economic development have some funding set aside that they do like soil testing if a project, if we're going to develop a project, right? And so I made the ask, right? Because sometimes when you do that, it kind of like pushes the developer and the property owner to be like, okay, well, the city is also doing this. They're saying, hey, we're trying to incentivize. We're saying, hey, we're going to do this piece.
In the testing part, because that thing has been vacant there for like
Yeah.
40 years or so. So what's the concern? I mean, was there something
Well,
there before? Because I've heard that's
It used to be like
a burial ground.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's true.
Yeah.
But if that is a burial ground, that is a worse, horribly maintained burial ground and stuff for people and stuff, because it's just a big ass lot.
Yeah. Yeah.
So what's the
So that's why we're getting information, right? We're asking them to do soil testing to get information so that we can provide that to the property owner to figure out what are the next steps, like what are some allowable next steps based on what we know, right?
Biggest concerns being a gas station on the northeast side.
There used to be a gas station on the northeast side, yeah.
So contamination.
Yeah.
gas station? I think on the other side there was a dry cleaners or something in the area.
Yeah.
But that's been a long time.
That was a long time ago,
up
yeah.
there.
Yeah.
And so, well, that's good that we're taking. So when is this testing supposed to start or get done?
There's like different phases of it. I think
phase
we
one.
finished phase one. There's a second phase that needs to happen.
And it takes like how long? Because I think
That's a good question. Yeah, we
I
usually
think we talked about this before, like maybe about a year ago and stuff. You mentioned it, not to this degree and stuff, but it's like, all right, so it's another year and we're still testing it. So
Yeah.
when are we gonna?
The testing ended finished the end of last year, and so the contractor.
Did you say the testing was done in the end?
last year?
The first phase.
The first phase was
Yeah.
done last
First
year.
phase.
Yeah, but it
So
was
a year later we got another phase of testing again.
Yes, yeah. So that's the reason why usually the city doesn't pay for doing the soil testing. Is usually on like the property or the developer, but we're trying to say, hey, the city, we want to step in, we want to see you actually build this, we want to help, and so we're gonna be a partner and say, hey, let's partner together. So we're trying to get them to move on it. So yeah.
Okay, and so after the testing is done, because I'm trying to think of step 3 or something.
Yeah.
So they do the testing, because again, that lot has been empty for
Yep.
40 plus years. And
Yeah.
if they had wanted to do something with it, testing or no testing, all that kind of stuff. It seems like what
Yeah.
being done.
previous property owner.
Yeah. Go ahead. I was gonna. No, go ahead. I was gonna say it's a different property owner now too.
Okay.
So. I think that there's some interest from this property owner now, which is great because I think the other property owner was like very hesitant, didn't want to do anything, and just wanted to keep it a vacant parcel, right? Because it's up to the developer, it's up to the property owner, and so now that we have a new property owner, I think there's some interest to do that, which is great.
Imagine if there's a prime lot that's sitting right there on that corner in the middle, where there's supposed to be some housing development going on over by the light rail station.
Yeah.
Whatever we call it, as well as
Yeah.
there will be lots that need to be developed on and
Yeah.
affordable housing need
Yeah.
to be built on and
Yeah.
stuff. So this is prime real estate. Also, this is an area
Yeah.
where land costs a whole lot less than it does in other
Yep.
parts of the city.
You're preaching to the choir. I think it was just convincing the property owner,
And-
right? Yeah. So.
And there was another part of that too, and stuff. There was a talk about taxing these folks with these.
Oh yeah, so
Well,
that's an
think
idea. Yeah,
about-
so that's an idea I had. That's an idea.
That's a good idea.
Yeah.
And when do we take it from the idea to this, like, now you need to start paying?
You
that
want to
stuff?
join me? You want to know what happens?
What happens?
So, and I would love you to join me in this. So, for something like that to happen, you have to write a policy. Obviously, that takes like working with lawyers, working on like a ballot measure. It has to go to the voters because it's tax, and so you have to develop like a ballot measure. There's two ways to do it. Either you develop a ballot measure and you have the council vote yes and place it on the ballot for it to be voted on, or you collect enough signatures to put it on the ballot, and it's a lot of money to do that. So, and you have to get to 5 votes to get it on the ballot.
40 years.
Yes.
40
Yes.
years of stuff we should have.
Yeah.
I mean, we're here now talking, we should.
Yeah.
This is something that is way past due. But okay, so
Yeah.
it doesn't sound like that's anything that's going to really happen.
Well, I would say yes and no because it depends on like the coalition you build, right? Like if this is something that I think if you're interested in, because to pass a ballot measure, you need organizing, you need messaging, you need to make sure that you get to your 5 votes. If we were to put it on the ballot for the voters to vote
What
for
do
it.
the other four? What do the other folks on the city council say about that idea? Because it's an idea and stuff that we talk
Yeah,
to the
I
other
don't.
folks.
I don't know because I'm not on law and ledge. So, and I'm subject to only.
All of the stuff that goes on in the city and stuff there, these are all city issues and stuff. And we talk with the other council people and stuff, and it's y'all talking and discussing, say, hey, we
You
got
don't
all
talk
this
to
too
us.
much.
Yeah. So
That's good.
it's actually against Brown Act as well. So you're only subject to talking like when you're working on a initiative or you're talking about policy. You have to stay within the Brown Act. So as an elected official, you can't talk to more than